What's going on, everybody? Crazy Dog back with another Indians live stream. And this will be my Twins series preview. And then after that, I'm going to give you my playoff predictions, who I think will make the playoffs. And I'm not going to go further than that. I'm not going to predict who's going to win the World Series and all that. I'm just going to predict who I think will make the playoffs. So, with that being said, let's talk about this Twins series coming up. So, as you may know, the Indians enter the second part of the 2019 season, 5.5 games out of first place in the Central. And wouldn't you know, as you can tell by the title, we open up with a 3-game series at home against the Minnesota Twins. You know what that means? It means that at best, if everything goes as planned and we maybe take 2 of 3 or maybe even sweep these guys, which I don't know. I mean, the pitching matchups are kind of even, so it could go either way. But hopefully the All-Star break didn't come at the worst time because we were steaming hot coming into the break. But, I mean, we'll see what happens, you know. Maybe our guys will come out rejuvenated and just ready to get the second half going. But anyways, we could easily be 2.5 games behind the Twins. And get this, after we get done with Minnesota, we got Detroit coming in. We got the freaking Tigers coming into town. A 4-game, I believe, at home against the Tigers. That's a very good situation. That is probably the best case scenario, bro. If we could somehow take this series, heck, 2 of 3 would be fantastic. I'm not saying we sweep these guys. That'd be lit, but I don't think it's going to happen just because of the fact that the Twins are fantastic. They got a very good pitching staff, and I just don't know how we're going to come out of this All-Star break, man. I mean, God. But for those also wondering, who do the Twins face out of the All-Star break after they're done with us? Of course, we got Detroit at home. I'm thinking we should sweep them, hopefully. If at worst, maybe split, which I don't see how you split. I mean, unless we just come out looking horrible, kind of like what we did in, 2017 when we went out west to freaking San Fran and Oakland and only won 1 game. In that game, we barely won because I think it was Matt Moore was Garbo, straight up trash. I hope that doesn't happen. But anyways, after we get done with the Twins actually have an off day. The 1 game we're facing the Tigers, the first game, the 15th of this month, which, by the way, is, I believe, when Browns tickets go on sale. So you know I'm going to be hopping on them things real quick. But they faced the Mets, and then they got the A's, and then they got the Yankees. Okay. When they got the Mets, A's, and Yankees, we got I gotta go back here and look. Freaking trying to open up like 20 tabs because they got the probable pitchers on a tab, the standings on a tab, the chat, got Twitter. Man, I be opening up so many tabs on this thing, man. But hey, you got to do what you got to do to get good info, right? But man, dude, I mean, it's looking real good for us. You know, man, we take this serious, man. We could be behind at worst, or at best, 2 games. And then the Twins host the Mets. Can't trust the Mets, though. So knowing the Mets, they're going to completely falter and they're going to get swept. Oh, man, dude. And then, of course, they got Oakland and New York. So hopefully everything goes right. Oakland, and God forbid the freaking Yankees blow it. But the Yankees should be getting Severino back soon, I think. I don't know when he'll be back. I almost forgot he hasn't played this year. It's like, what happened to Severino? Oh, yeah, he's been hurt the entire season. God. I thought he was going to be back after the All-Star break, but he still ain't back yet. Who knows what will happen with Sevy? But yeah, those guys have been battling injuries all day long. Oh, I got some breaking news for the NBA for any Knicks fans out there. Marcus Morris will sign a 1-year, $15 million deal with the Knicks after he backed out of his agreement with the Spurs. This dude really left the Spurs to go to New York to play with the Knicks. Bruh. Oh, well. But anyways, of course, like I mentioned before, the Twins got us for 3 in our joint. That's funny, though. We didn't even have to leave after the All-Star break. We just went back to our, abode, wherever they live and around here and be chilling. All the other teams had to, go back to their home cities and stuff. In fact, we got the freaking Rangers and Astros about to get going here. Was it Valdez against Lynn tonight? God, they only had 1 day of rest after the All-Star game. Huh. Wow, talk about getting right back at it. Man, I mean, it's not like we've been off for like a week. I mean, it's only been 2 days. If anything, that should be beneficial because, pitchers will have a little bit more time to relax, rest up, get healthy. But anyways, of course, after us, they got an off day. Big for us. We opened with Detroit when they got that off day. If we sweep, God, I hope we sweep the freaking Twins. We sweep the Twins. We beat Detroit in that off day. 2 games back. Then they got the Mets. Hopefully the Mets help us out. Hopefully our old friend Mickey Callaway helps us out. Then they got a 4-gamer against Oakland. Then they got a 3-gamer against the Yankees. And then they got the White Sox for 4. And then they got the Marlins. Whereas the Indians, I think we got a pretty good stretch. We got Twins for 3, Tigers for 4, Kansas City for 3, and Blue Jays for 3 during that span. And then we got Kansas City again when they're in Chicago. And then while they're facing Miami, we got Houston. All right. It's going to be a fun month. And then I didn't talk about this in my last stream about the Indians, but next month, it's a toughie. It's a toughie. August. Of course, we got the last game against the Astros. We host the Angels for the first time this year. And we got Texas. And then we got the Twins. And then Boston at home. We go to the Bronx right after. And then we go from Bronx down the subway to Queens to face the Mets. How about that? And then we got Kansas City. And we ended with Detroit and Tampa. Now, of course, our team is going to look rather different by this time because of the trade deadline. Who knows who's going to be added? For all we know, we could probably add a few bats, maybe a pitcher. Who knows? And then, of course, September, we got the ending game again. We got the last game against Tampa. We open up then we got home series 4-gamer against the White Sox. And then we got the Twins and Angels on the road. And then we turn around and go right back to facing the Twins. Then we got our last little home. That was our last homestand of the year, by the way. Twins, Tigers, and then Phillies. I'm going to try and go to one of those Phillies games. I feel like that would be fun. And then, the Phillies games are at home. And then we got the last series of the year, White Sox and Nationals. It's going to be a fun ending. Can't wait. And I really do think we will catch the Twins at some point. You don't want to jump too early because it's like a drag race. You don't want to hit the NOS too quickly because you're going to run out and you're going to be left looking back at your opponent's tailpipe while he's taking off. I mean, I watch Fast and Furious, and there's a scene in the street race when they're street racing, race wars, and this dude, got a little excited. He beating this chick. I think it was for pink slips or something. For those who don't know what that is, pretty much you lose the race, you lose your car. And this dude got excited, thinking, "I got you." He hits the nos, he takes off, and she's like, "That's cute. Too soon, Buster." And then she hits the nos and takes off and beats him. You don't want to strike too early. But I mean, you keep winning, you can't help it. I mean, the Twins have fallen down to earth a little bit. Hopefully, they keep falling. I would love that. Maybe we can even retake the lead and maybe even build a lead of our own. But at the end of the day, I think we're going to win the Central. Spoiler alert. So anyways, enough blabber. Let's talk about this series. This is a big series, in case you didn't know. Crucial for us. We could easily wind up 2.5 games out of first place. I'll tell you one thing. Go back to like the beginning of June. Nobody in the national media gave us a shot. They were all saying, yeah, the Indians are going to be sellers. They're not going to win the division. The Twins are going to run away with it. Look where we are now. 5.5 out. Big 3-game series coming up. We could easily be 2.5 out. And we got the Tigers. All right. Well, we'll see how this goes. But anyways, game 1 tomorrow night will feature Kyle Gibson, 8-4, 4.09 ERA, 94 strikeouts, against Mike Clevinger, 2-2, 4.44 ERA, and 40 strikeouts. Good to see Clevinger back. I mean, his last start before the break, bro, he was lights out. They couldn't touch him. He was fantastic. That was the Clevinger we've been waiting to see. We didn't see that in his first 2 starts since coming off the injury. I think because his ankle might have still been bothering him. Because remember, he rolled his ankle in his first start, and then the second start back after the mini DL stint didn't really go in the DL, I don't think. I mean, he did, but for only a couple of days. I mean, didn't miss his next start. And I guess his ankle might have still been bothering him. But then he comes back against a team that has pretty much had our number in their joint in the past year as well. He shut him down, completely blanked him. Gave him a nice juicy goose egg to suck on. Yeah. And hopefully he can keep that up, playing in front of the home crowd. I think this will be his first start at home since April. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah. I think so. Wow. But that'll be a good matchup. Then we have game 2. Jake Odorizzi, 10-4 record, 3.15 ERA, 96 strikeouts. He's had a fantastic year. One of the Twins' better pitchers. And then you got Trevor Bauer on the mound for the Indians. 8-6, 3.61 ERA, 149 strikeouts. Pretty much ever since the calendar turned to June, he's been right back to where he was from like April before then, going in the back to last year when he was an absolute ace, Cy Young candidate. He's right back to that. I don't even talk about May because that was horrible for him. He didn't get a win. He was trash. I don't know what happened. It could have been a mixture of the fact that the offense was absolutely trash, garbage, horrendous. Or maybe I think he just tried to do everything himself. It's like nothing was going right. Jose was trash. Lindor just coming back. He still hadn't gotten in the rhythm. Santana was the only guy doing anything. Doesn't really help that, for the majority of the start of the season, he had guys like Max freaking Moroff and Eric Stamets freaking in the order. A freaking major league team has 2 minor league names in the lineup. Luckily, though, they came to their senses. Oscar Mercado came up, and what do you know? He comes up, and we start kicking booty. And we've been doing that ever since. I think since the beginning of June or something, we're like 22-9. as the best in the league. And now the national media's perception of the Indians has pretty much changed. We went from dead on sellers to, oh, I think they're going to buy. And then they're going to sell a little bit too. I think when it's all said and done, I think Trevor Bauer will not be traded. I don't think we're going to trade him. No, I don't think so. I think we could trade him in the wintertime. Wouldn't be shocked if that happened. Then again, wouldn't be shocked if we traded him. Get something for him now. We ain't going to be able to re-sign him. He even knows that. He wants a ton of money, and he's doing these cheesy one-year contracts. Just stupid. But, I mean, it's low-key smart because, he'd be cashing in on that money, though. But, man, it's going to suck seeing him playing in another uniform. But, hey, I know the Yankees scouted his last start. They had one of their highest rated scouts out there, the higher ups. I think he was like a president of baseball ops or something. I don't know what the heck position he was. It's like Nehring or whatever the heck his last name was, Tim Nehring or whatever. Some funky name, whatever. He was in Cincinnati watching Bauer, and of course that was Bauer's arguably his best start since freaking June. That was his best start as long as I can remember this year. Might have been one of his best starts of the year, next to that freaking shutout he had against Detroit. But then again, Detroit freaking sucks. Cincinnati at least has a decent lineup, and this dude shut him down pretty much. One run. That also kind of helped that the offense just emptied their gas tanks pretty much. And that's nothing on the field when it comes to offense. I mean, they literally just emptied the freaking holster on the freaking Reds. Everyone got a hit. Literally, everyone got a hit. we left no doubt with that, man. We beat the absolute crap out of them. That's what I love to see. Arguably, I'd love to see that all 3 games in this series, but it's going to be rather hard because the Twins are not the Reds. They're better. They're leading the freaking Central. Although there's something in their rearview mirror, and it's Chief Wahoo, and he's pissed. He wants his lead back. But then, again, Odorizzi and Bauer, that should be another great matchup. And then Game 3, we got a battle of the aces, you might as well say, as Jose Barrios, who's 8-5 with a 3 ERA and 104 strikeouts, will take on the All-Star Game MVP, Shane Bieber. I know a lot of people don't like that he was named All-Star Game MVP, but you got to look at the facts. It was his home ballpark. That probably factored in the decision. I mean, he only allowed, 1 or 2 batted balls or whatever. He struck out the side, dominant. Oh, but everyone does that. But it was his home ballpark. I mean, I wouldn't have been mad if they gave it to Brantley. He freaking gave us, I guess you might as well say, like the winning run, you might as well say, because it was that run that made a difference. But, I mean, I'm glad they gave it to Bieber. I know people mad, people big mad, but I don't care. He's my freaking pitcher, and he's a monster. But anyways, Bieber 8-3, 3.45 ERA, and 141 strikeouts. That's impressive. Though, for real, like, oh wow, Shelby Miller signing with the Brewers. Cool. Yeah, it's fantastic. Wow. But when this season started, when I was looking at our pitching staff, you see Kluber, Carrasco, Bauer, Clevenger, then you have Bieber. I thought Bieber was going to be good, but I thought he was going to be just behind Kluber, Bauer, Carrasco, and Clevenger. And it turns out, arguably, Shane Bieber has been the best pitcher we've had. Legit. He's been our ace this year. Bauer struggled. Clevenger, well, he's been injured. I guess you could say Clev injured. Wow. That's so bad. And then you got Kluber, who's still hurt. Carrasco's freaking got cancer. Hopefully he'll be good to go by next year. Hopefully he'll be all right. Praying for him, you know that. Salazar actually is doing rehab assignments, but he ain't going to be a starter. No, his shoulder will not be able to handle the load. I think he'll be a bullpen guy. I could see him being a setup guy. Hell, if we get rid of Brad Hand, make him the closer. That'd be funny, though. I mean, why not? You know, why not? Freaking Red Sox are doing it with Nathan Eovaldi. Do it with Danny Salazar. That'd be awesome. Then, you know, watch as he freaking goes out there and chokes every single opportunity away. And then we're left in sorrow and wondering, why did we trade Brad Hand for this bum? No, Salazar's good. He just can't stay healthy. That's the only thing. So those are the matchups for this series. Again, hopefully we can take this series because we take at least 2 of 3. We're in good form going against Detroit. So let's take a look at the chat real quick. What's up, Chris and Steele? What's up, Philip Lindsay? Clearly that's not Philip Lindsay. Stuart Jackson. You're so geeked. Okay, that's nice. Going to the game Sunday. Nice. I'm watching Atlanta Hawks, Washington. Cool. I don't really pay attention to Summer League. Mainly because the rookies that we drafted aren't really playing. The only one that's playing is that dude that I did not know anything about, freaking Windler. He's looking good, though. I'll say this. That Dylan Windler kid's looking amazing right now. I just really wanted to see freaking Darius Garland and Kevin Porter Jr. By the way, I just realized something. There's 3 Porter Jr.'s in the NBA. You notice that? There's 3 Porter Jr.'s. Ken Otto and the Porter Jr. out. Michael Porter Jr., yeah, Michael, over in Denver. Wow. Damn, this dude Marisnik absolutely crushed Lucroy. God. Damn. Atlantic League to let players steal for robotic strikes. What? How can you steal first? How do you steal first? You want second? I want to go back to first. Huh? Well, the batter's just going to be like, he's not, I'm going to steal first. Take off. How? How did that work? It literally just said the Atlantic League is going to let guys steal first. I think that was baseball. Let me look. Well, being as it also said robotic strike zone, yeah. Talking about stealing first. I don't know what the heck that has to do with anything. How do you steal first? How? Wow. But anyways, let's talk about who do I think will who do I think is going to make the playoffs out of each division? I saw my dude Rocha. Shout out to him. He's a Giants, and he's pretty much a Bay Area fan. He did something like this. I figured, you know, I'm going to give my predictions because why not? You know. So in the AL East, this is going to be a fun division to watch. I mean, the only 2 teams that are definitely not going to make it are Toronto and Baltimore. Boston is lurking. Tampa Bay is lurking. The Yankees, they're wounded, but they're still holding on. Wow. They got a freaking run differential of plus 113. 113 runs. Wow. Then you look at the freaking O's and they're like minus 165. Ugh. Yeah, that's trash. So who do I think is going to make it out of the AL East? Obviously the Yankees. The Yankees are going to make it out of the East. I mean, they're going to get Sevy back. They got a lot of injuries. You know, CC's still chugging along. DD's back. You know, Aaron Judge and Giancarlo should be back soon. I know Judge is back, but Giancarlo should be back relatively soon. We're getting good production out of the other guys as well. Gio freaking Urshela's out here killing it, of course. Bullpen's kind of shaky, but you got that lethal back end With Ottavino, you have, of course, Zach Britton and Chapman. They're three big-name back-end players. Tampa Bay, they're kind of a surprise right now. I know Steele Jackson remembers what they got last year for Chris Archer. Glasnow and Meadows are freaking killing it. Freaking Austin Meadows was in the All-Star game. Freaking monster. They're actually lurking. They're only 6.5 behind the Yankees. And I honestly think they could make it. Boston, they're kind of behind the 8 ball right now. They're 2 games out of the wild card. And their bullpen sucks. In fact, their bullpen sucks so bad that they've announced that when he comes off the DL or the injured list, Nathan Eovaldi will be their closer. Wow. That's crazy, man. The bullpen still sucks, though. They've blown like a crap ton of leads. They've choked away so many games. And it's laughable at this point. It's laughable. I honestly hope Boston doesn't make the playoffs. That'd be hilarious. From World Series champions to completely garbage. You miss the playoffs. So, yeah, I'm going to say the Yankees and actually, I'm going to say Yankees and Red Sox make the playoffs. As much as I hate to say it, I think the Red Sox are going to make it. They're going to be in the wild card. Yeah. For the first time in a few years, the Yankees are not going to be in the wild card game. Seems like every year they're in the wild card game. But not this time. So it'll be Yankees and Red Sox out of the AL East. Rays, I don't think they're going to make it. I think they're going to fall just short. Coming out of the AL Central, of course, I just said I got the Indians winning the Central, and I got the Twins making it as a wild card. So that means in the wild card game, it's going to be Boston and Minnesota. Ooh. That'd be lit. Ooh, Boston and Minnesota. Ooh, damn. All right. And then, of course, out of the AL West, it's going to be Houston. Yeah. Now, looking at the current deficits, of course, I already talked about the East. There's 3 teams with a realistic shot. In the Central, it's really just us. The White Sox are lurking, but they're going to need to pick up the pace a little bit. It's not looking like they're going to be a threat in the actual division race, but the wild card, they could sneak in there. They're 7 games behind. But as long as we're hot and the Twins are hot, yeah, I don't see that happening. The White Sox are probably a year or 2 away from legit being division title contenders. Next year, I think they could make a run for the wild card. I mean, they're going to get Kopech back, or whatever the heck his freaking name is. That kid that they had last year who throws over triple digits, freaking stud. You got Eloy, you got Abreu. Like every freaking few weeks, they're bringing up a new guy, and he's freaking dominant. Rodon will be back next year. Yoan Moncada. They got a nice young core. They're going to be really good in a couple of years. Just not this year, unfortunately, because the Twins decided to be freaking amazing this year. Of course. That Twins team is so sporadic. Like 1 year, 100 losses. Then 100 wins. Then, they're trash. And now they're good. Does this mean next year, trash, good, trash, good, trash, good? I don't know what the heck's up with the Twins. Maybe it's because they got rid of Paul Molitor and they brought in Rocco Baldelli. I don't know. But we'll see what happens, man. It's going to be fun in the AL Central. And then, of course, out west, it's going to be the Astros. Oakland, they're actually 1.5 games out of the wild card, 7.5 out of the division. Texas is hanging on by a thread. They're 9 games out of the division, but 3 out of the wild card. The Angels, they're 12.5 out of the division, 6.5 out of the wild card. Seattle, well, again, they are kicking their fans in the junk again. They just love doing that to their fans, bro. I mean, I remember at the beginning of the season when I did my Indians After Dark streams with the Mariners and Indians series. The Mariners were like what, 13-5 or something like that. They just got swept by the Astros. Before then, they had only lost 2 games. Since that series against us when we swept them, they've been absolutely garbage, trash, garbo. They've been horrendous. They're 20 games out of the division. They're even worse than the freaking Angels, bro. God. Wow. They're only like 11 games. Wait, they're only 2 games ahead of the Tigers in the loss column. Oh, my God. Oh, that's fantastic. Now, looking at the actual, I'll look at the actual wild card standings here in a bit. But going into the NL, oh, this is going to be fun. The NL East. Who would have thought the freaking Nationals were going to be involved? It's almost like the Nationals and the Mets switched places. Everyone thought it was going to be Braves, Mets, and Phillies. But the Nationals said, ho, ho, wait, whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa. Did you just say the Mets are going to be freaking in the playoff race? They're the Mets. And look, trash, dumpster fire. Oh, man. The eternal dumpster fire rule just shows its ugly head once again. They're 13.5 games out of the NL East. And it's looking like it's going to be one team, I guess. Well, I mean, Washington and Philly are kind of in the race for the division against Atlanta. But I think their best bet is to go for the wild card. By the way, both teams occupy the wild card spots out in the NL. That's going to be interesting. Marlins, they're just there. Trash, but they're there. Other than their pitching, I mean, the rest of the team's trash. They got good pitching, I guess. That's something to hang your hat on, I guess, if you're a Marlins fan. You know, the eternal rebuild continues for them. They're never going to get out of a rebuild. At least they got rid of that freaking sculpture out in center field. It actually looks like a ballpark now and not just some attraction. Now all they got to do is just put a baseball team in it, you know? And it seems like they change their jerseys every year or so. God. Wow. Their jerseys don't look too bad. I see they've went with the kind of Miami Vice-esque kind of color scheme. Not exactly Miami Vice, but kind of sort of like that. Looks nice, like the neon kind of nightlife kind of thing. I like that. It's nice. I would just wish they would have stayed with the jerseys they had in the early 2000s. Those were nice. So, out of the NL East, I think it's going to wind up being all 3 teams that are in it right now. I think it's going to be Atlanta winning the division outright, and then Washington and Philly are going to be in the wild card. Yeah, that's the way I see it'll be. I mean, actually, you know what? I'm going to change that. No, I'm going to change that. It's going to be Atlanta, of course. I'm going to say I think Philly is going to fall on their faces. That's what they do every year. Washington, I don't know if they can keep it up. Damn, this is tough. I'm going to say Atlanta. I do think actually, I'm just going to go through the division winners first out of this one. I think out of the NL Central, ooh, damn, talk about a close division. Literally all 5 teams, or the other 4 teams behind the Cubs, have a chance. All 5 teams have a chance at the division. I think the NL Central will have 2 teams coming out. I'm actually going to be bold here. Steele Jackson, you're going to like what I have to say. All right? I'm going to say somehow the Cubs win the division. And then I think I'm going to say the Pirates sneak in as a wild card. Yeah, I think the Pirates sneak in as a wild card, believe it or not. They're lurking. They're looking good. They just better not, fumble it. And I actually think it'll be a team out of the Central and the East as in the wild card. It'll be Pittsburgh and Washington in the wild card. Ooh, who would have thought about that? Pittsburgh and Washington in the wild card. Bro. Oh my God, that would be nuts. So that means in the playoffs, it would be, what did I say before? Twins and Red Sox. Yeah, Twins and Red Sox in the AL, Nationals and Pirates in the NL. Wow. Oh, gotta love it. Gotta love my predictions, you know. Although I predict the Bruins to make the NHL Stanley Cup though. Interesting. I think I picked the Jets to come out of the West though. The Reds will actually be a good team. They're not going to be trash. Although they're probably going to be basement again, but they're going to be better. I think it'll be a close, tight race in the Central between Brewers and Cards and Pirates. I don't know if the Reds are going to be able to really make that leap yet, but I'm going to actually say the Pirates come up big at the end of the year and they slither in there and they steal because, get it? Because Pirates are known for stealing, pillaging. They pillage a wild card spot away from, let's say, the freaking Brewers or something. They boot the Brewers out of they make the Brewers walk the plank out of the freaking playoffs. Bro, I mean, it could happen. You never know. That'd be hilarious. But being real, though, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm going to say Pirates slip in. That's hey, I'm crazy, though. That's why not? Make it interesting. Freaking Nationals and freaking Pirates on the freaking wild card. And then in the NL West, yeah, we already know it's going to be the freaking Dodgers. Yeah. Give them the title now. Why don't you have them pop bottles now and put on the shirts? They're winning the division. Unless they completely collapse, which I'm not going to say it's impossible. But I've seen crazier things happen. And if the Dodgers seriously choke this lead, which I don't think they will, so don't get on me, Dodgers fans. I don't think you guys are going to choke this lead. It's too big of a lead. Although I've seen crazier things happen. But yeah, I got the Dodgers winning. They're going to be the number 1 seed. Number 2 seed, I'm going to say, will be the Braves. And number 3 will be the Cubbies. So you know what this means? If what I say goes, if what I say actually happens, if my prediction actually happens, Pittsburgh and Washington winner will face the Dodgers. Yeah, I think it'd be better off to just miss the playoffs. Although that would be hilarious if the freaking Pirates somehow make the wild card, win the wild card game, face the Dodgers, beat the Dodgers, make some crazy playoff run. Oh, that would be crazy. That'd be nuts. Do I think it's actually going to happen? Probably not. But hey, it's fun to make predictions like that. So, yeah, that's going to do it for my predictions there. Yeah, you could win the Central. You could say, screw the wild card, we could win the Central. I think that would be better off for you. I mean, honestly, facing the Braves would be better off than facing the freaking Dodgers. The Dodgers are a freaking steamroller. But as you've seen before, they have been known to falter in the playoffs. So that's going to be a fun division to watch. As we get into the trade deadline, we'll see what happens. We'll see if Neil Huntington and Clint Hurdle and company can make a smart decision, and that could maybe send them into the playoffs. We'll see what they do with Felipe Vasquez or Nightmare or whatever. We'll see what they do. Maybe adding a player or two. It's gonna be fun. I can't wait. So yeah, we are 20 days away from the trade deadline. Now, keep in mind, guys, there's only one trade deadline this year. In years past, you've had the non-waiver deadline, which is coming up in 20 days at the end of July. Then you'd have the waiver deadline, which is the very last time you could make a trade, because the day after that is when rosters expand. Well, now they got rid of that deadline at the end of August. Now, if you want to make a trade, you got to do it on July 31st. So maybe we'll see more action because I know a lot of teams would actually wait until August to make a move because maybe they're unsure of something. And, if they're like, we'll just play it out and see what happens, see where we are in the end of August. Well, no, it's like you got to make your moves now if you're going to do it. I mean, you can still make waiver claims and stuff, but you can't make a trade. So it's going to be a fun 20 days. I'm actually surprised we haven't seen any legit trades yet. I know last year we traded for Brad Hand around this time. So, I mean, it's going to be a lot of fun. Can't wait to see what goes down over the next 20 days. We'll see what the Indians do. We'll see what the other teams do. I know the Red Sox are already looking for a starter. The Yankees are looking for a starter. Red Sox, of course, are also looking for a bullpen as well. Maybe another bat, whatever. It's going to be a fun month. And, of course, in a couple weeks, training camp starts. That'll be fun. You already know. I'm going to training camp this year. It'll be lit. Hopefully, see some good things, and hopefully our guys can stay healthy. And football is almost here. Can't wait. Baseball's kind of getting old now. I want to do some football streams. But, of course, I think next week I'm going to start doing my training camp position previews. You already know I'm going to start with the quarterback position. Obviously, freaking Baker Mayfield is my quarterback. We lit, man. Got a hell of a squad now. The Browns have been kind of silent right now. It's kind of suckish. It's like nothing's going on. The Browns ain't making moves. They're just laying low, not getting in any trouble. And I like it. It's kind of good when you don't have nothing to talk about. It's like, we don't have nothing to talk about, but then again, no one's doing anything. No one's causing any issues. No one's getting into trouble. Knock on wood. I don't want no one getting into trouble, especially now. But, that's going to wrap it up for this live stream. Might go live later to talk about the Browns because why not? I haven't talked about them in a little while. But I guess you could say this is me taking a break from Browns content because over the next couple of weeks, it's going to be nothing but Browns with a little bit of Indians and Cavs mixed in. I'm going to freaking just stuff your face with Browns content. It's going to be awesome. You're going to hate me after that. But that's going to wrap it up for this live stream. Shout out to everyone who came in here, man. We had a lot of fun. Hopefully the Indians can start off the second half with a dub. That'd be great. So, that's going to be it. I'm Crazy Dog 99. Let's go Tribe. And I'm out.